Welcome to our devotional for young men. This is Matthew Jimenez here from New Jersey. Today, March 13th, the title of our devotional is Lament over a Dressing Gown. But godliness of contentment is a great gain. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6. In 1768, the French philosopher Denis Diderot wrote an essay entitled Regrets on Parting with My Old Dressing Gown, in which he tells how a blessing had become a curse. It is said that Diderot had been gifted a beautiful red dressing gown made of the finest silk at the time. He was amazed by the garment and wore it with great joy, but when he realized that the rest of his belongings looked shabby compared to the very fine red robe, so he decided to bring the rest of his possessions to the level of the silk robe. He swapped his old cane armchair for one upholstered in Moroccan leather. His old desk was replaced by a much more elegant one. The old and ugly paintings he once enjoyed were also replaced by newer, more expensive paintings. One thing led to another, and soon Diderot found himself bankrupt. Distraught, he wrote, I was absolute master of my old dressing gown, but I have become a slave to my new one. In 1988, Graham McCranen drew on Diderot's experience to coin the expression Diderot effect, which describes how a new possession can degenerate into a spiral of consumption that leads to ruin. Today, it's easy to fall prey to the Diderot effect because you can almost buy anything with just a few taps on your phone. That is why there are so many people struggling to overcome oniomania and overcome indebtedness. Because God cares about every aspect of our lives, He left advice in His Word related to debt, money, and our attitude toward material goods. In today's verse, Paul tells Timothy that Christianity is closely tied to a healthy attitude toward possessions, and thus, contentment with what we have is great wealth. In the age of you only live once, the word contentment has no place in the lexicon of many. But living your whole life in debt is worse than having to be content with what you have. Which path will you choose? Will you fall prey to the Diderot effect, or will you ask God to help you be happy with what you already have today as you move toward your goals?